What's up, everybody? Welcome to In Love with Horror. My name is AJ.
I'm Christy.
And y'all, we just got out of a late night showing of Sinners because it's finally here. It's April 17th is late night. It's Friday, early morning at this point. But Sinners is finally out. We finally got to see it. We've been, hyped for this film. Couldn't wait to see it. Super anticipating this one. Of course, it's Ryan Coogler's latest film, Sinners, and it's about, twin brothers who are returning back to their hometown in Mississippi, and they're opening up what was it called? Juke joint? A juke joint, which is like a dance club, essentially a blues joint, and they end up encountering vampires, and that's kind of the gist of it. I don't want to go into any spoilery details, a spoiler-free review on this one, but that's the gist of it. Incredible cast from Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, Delroy Lindo. Is it Lindo, right? Yeah, Lindo. What's the kid's name that was singing?
I think his first name is Miles, but I don't know his last name.
Yeah, Miles. We don't know. We, as you can see, y'all, but we got a different background because we're currently at a hotel at NorthwestCon. But yeah, Miles was dope.
I think his name is Miles, y'all. I don't know.
Yeah, the kid that's singing in the trailers, with the guitar and stuff. What's the woman's name that played the love interest for Michael B. Jordan?
I don't know.
You're not sure?
She's from House. His House.
Yeah, the lead and the woman from His House.
Some Loki stuff.
Yeah, she's in the MCU as well. Working with the TVA. But a incredible cast, man. Then Ludwig, might be pronouncing that wrong. Göransson, right, doing the score for this film. But anyway, let me pass it over to you. What are your thoughts? We've finally seen Sinners. What are your thoughts on Sinners?
Okay, so overall, I thought it was an excellent film. I absolutely enjoyed Ryan Coogler's take on this time period, and obviously the infusion of the vampire element. Now we know that he said that he was inspired by his uncle who loved blues music, and I liked how he kind of tried to put together these different aspects to show what makes up blues music. Like there's a driving force in this film is that everyone else tries to take from, Black culture and try to make it their own. And what the film kind of highlights is that no one else can do blues music or any of our music because they haven't lived our life. And so he has all of these different pieces. I kind of talked about it with AJ in the car on the way back, but kind of did you think it was too much? But thinking about it, all of these elements are necessary in order for people to understand where the music that we make comes from. Mm-hmm. So I really liked his methodology of storytelling in that way. I also liked his filming techniques. We've seen him do all of this in Black Panther, but I think seeing it in this genre was a different, for me, because I like horror. So looking at it in this particular lens, I thought it was dang, he's really, really good at his job.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
And then also teaming up again with Michael B. Jordan, who's an outstanding actor. There are some moments in there where I was about to cry because of how great he was. Not just him, but obviously all of the side characters, main characters, everyone did an excellent job. Even the villain of the movie, I know his name, but I can't call it right now. But the villain of the film, he did an excellent job as well.
He was super dope, honestly. He was a dope-ass vampire.
He was. And that leads me to my only issue with this movie. Well, I have two kind of issues. I have notes.
Okay.
I wanted more vampire stuff.
Yep.
And it wasn't enough. We have our, this movie is 2 hours long, and we spend a whole hour basically kind of leading up to, everything.
The encounter, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I kind of wanted a little bit more, kind of like weaved in there some way, like some kind of something. We kind of get a little bit in the beginning, and then the rest of it is on the back end. And even then, I still wanted a little bit more, but that's just probably my vampire-loving horror heart that wanted all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But even though we didn't get a lot of it, I still think this was a really good movie. My second note is in terms of the dialogue, because so there are a lot of moments in here where the dialogue just did not land. It came off as really flat, and as you also agree, you said it kind of felt basic.
Yeah, there are moments in the film where the dialogue feels, the best I can describe it is generic. Like it fits for the situation, but it feels just kind of like ordinary. That dialogue could be substituted in any film.
Yeah,
for
it wasn't
like
very strong.
Emotional situation. Yeah,
in some areas, and so it stood out to me. But those are like my two negatives that I have for it. Now, the whole music thing, I definitely didn't know it was going to be as heavy with this movie, but it is. It's literally like watching a long-ass music video. But the music is so freaking good.
I disagree with that though. Long as music video, I do not agree with that at all.
It just is because it is a lot of music. There's
a lot of music
heavy.
but
it's literally music playing, not even like singing. I'm talking about music. In the beginning of the movie, like it's literally like the audio is loud. It's not like background music. Like it's heavy throughout the movie.
Yeah, I disagree with the music video element.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying that is like a music video in the terms of like watching it. A regular person's music video. I'm saying that there was a lot of music.
Yeah, there is a lot of music. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because like, that's like a strong proponent of the film. Yeah,
right. So that's why I said like it's like a long music video in terms of like there's literally music playing almost the entire movie. That's what I mean.
Okay. Yeah. Agree to disagree. You can go ahead.
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I'm not saying that's not a negative.
I'm not saying it's good or bad what you're saying. I'm saying I just disagree with calling it that.
Okay, what should I call it?
I mean, I don't know what you should call it, but I think calling it a music video is the wrong terminology.
Okay, well, what should I call it then? Opinion. What would you call something that is only music playing?
It's a film with a whole lot of music in it.
Okay, well, this is a film with a whole lot of music.
It's not a music video, though. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't think. See, AJ is taking this as he act like I'm saying this is a negative thing, and I'm not. I loved it. It was like this. I told AJ it reminded me of like the old stuff Michael Jackson used to make, where he used to make like these short films with music. Like to me, that's a good thing. I like that about it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying.
I'm telling you.
All I'm saying is I just don't agree with what you're calling it. But yeah, I don't want to get stuck on this.
Well, I don't know what else to call it. There's no point getting stuck on it. Yeah, I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
It's
I don't want to get stuck on that.
A lot of music in the movie.
Yeah.
A lot more than I was expecting.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
But everything that is played, every song that is sung, like everything sounds really, really good. And there's one scene in particular that I really loved, and it just made me proud to be Black. Because a lot of times, like in our culture, it's hard to see what our culture is because we borrow from so many other cultures because we don't really have like, cultural elements that are unique to us. But this made me realize that we do. And like seeing that particular scene just made me proud of being who I am. And then
I agree with that.
He also infuses a lot of other cultures in this film too that I was actually surprised by.
Yeah, which is super dope too.
And it was because a lot of these particular groups, right? These groups were also, racially affected during those time periods. And so a lot of times we forget that. Like, these people were also treated in some regard like Black people were in those times. But yeah, I mean, I thought he did a really good job. Ryan Coogler is who I'm referring to. But yeah, he did a really good job with this movie. I would watch this again over and over again. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Yeah, I agree with majority of what you said. I mean, I think this film proves that Ryan Coogler is a fucking master when it comes to filmmaking, because this movie's a damn near masterpiece in my opinion. I liked almost 98%, 99% of this film. From the performances were all incredible. You get absorbed into the film by the characters, because like Christy said, you spend like kind of like the first 45 minutes to an hour just establishing like a lot of things, but it all felt super interesting and engaging. I never felt bored. I was always locked all the way in, like fully immersed in this world that he created, and seeing this because it took place in the 30s, I think, and seeing this world and seeing these black communities, and I was just like fascinated by that, because we don't really get to see that in film in this sort of light, looking at it from, I would say, like a more positive angle. Normally, films during those eras are focusing just solely on the trauma aspect. Now, I'm not saying this film obviously has that in the film, as well as messaging that relates to it. But then you also get to see this more like I'll call it like, this positive side to it that's like relatable and kind of like makes you feel good, makes you proud in certain elements of Black history. And this film is just amazing, y'all. The musical elements, like Chrissy said, I was way more than I was expecting, but it's handled so well, and they have so many different genres as well. Like even outside of like the core blues stuff, they dabble into some other stuff as well. I won't get into what they dabble into, because I was surprised when I saw it, so I want y'all to be surprised when you see it too. And even those ones, I was like, yo, this shit kind of hard. But the villain was super dope. Like I don't remember the actor's name who plays the main villain, but man, as a vampire, he was super fire. Like all of his interactions and dialogue was just super dope. What else? The special effects are really good as well. I liked some of the old school feel to it. You can obviously see some of the inspirations there from from Dusk Till Dawn and things like that. Especially given the setup, you have this kind of like juke joint bar vampires, you know what I'm saying? So you can see some of the inspirations there that Coogler pulled from. But man, just the world that he built, the world that he crafted, I just want more of it. I know that he already mentioned that he's building like a universe out of this, and so now I'm like, hey, I'm ready for all the Sinner style universe stuff, because this is just it's an incredible film that makes you think about a lot of things. There's a lot of thought-provoking elements to it in regards to looking at, like you said, how people steal from Black culture, what empowers us. Also how music is spiritual, you know what I'm saying? And how there's almost like magic within music and some of the elements there within. But man, it's just, this movie's something else, man. It's an experience. And I loved every second of it. And if it's a 2-hour, 17-minute movie, but I could have watched another hour of this film easy, no problem. I would love to see a director's cut this fucking 3 hours of this, and have, because there are some elements in the film that don't get explored deeply, and like she mentioned, there's other cultures that are represented in this film, some of the indigenous tribes that are very briefly seen and mentioned in the film. I would love to see even more of that explored. There's a lot of things I'd love to see explored, and that, I think, that speaks to how well crafted the world is. 'Cause I'm like, damn, I want to see more of this stuff because of just how good it felt to see all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this movie is the audio, not even just the music part, but just the audio in general, like the sounds and all that stuff is super good. Even we watched in the Dolby Cinema, so like there's some parts where you hear voices and stuff like that. Like everything just sounded like super good. I would love to go back and watch it again in IMAX, and she'll tell you I'm not a big movie rewatcher. I'm ready to rewatch this again already because the film is just that dope. Is like I said, damn near masterpiece. The only thing, and like she mentioned, the only negative critique that I had was there was moments where the dialogue did kind of have that sort of generic or basic feel, And I don't, for me personally, it didn't take away from the movie, but I did notice it, right? And I'm like, okay, like this exchange of dialogue just feels like it could be substituted into any movie that has like some sort of confrontation or emotional moment. But the film is executing itself on such a high level that I don't think it knocks it down in any sort of way. But yeah, I'm all for Sinners, man. That shit was dope. It was better than I could have imagined it being. I already thought it was gonna be good, but this shit is fire, y'all. But yeah, that's all I got. You wanna go into ratings?
Well, I'm not done talking. So,
oh, you got some more? Yeah, go ahead.
There are okay. Well, before I mention that, I do want to say that sometimes I know it's hard for filmmakers to capture Black people on screen that is true to how Black people look on, like, in real life.
Mm-hmm.
But Ryan Coogler was able to do that really well because there was a lot of darker. It's a darker movie. It's not like Black Panther where everything's bright and lit up and it's daytime and looks nice all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot easier. But filming Black people at night or darker areas is difficult to capture the essence of our skin tones very good. And he did such a good job with that. Like, there are some moments where I was like, dang, like, they look so good. Like,
that's interesting.
Looked, I don't know. To me, it stood out to me. I was just like, the different dynamics of because no one is the same complexion in the movie, but they all look absolutely perfect to me on there. Also, like the way that the vampires. I always have a weirdness with teeth. We talked about this with another movie. I can't remember what movie it was.
What teeth?
Oh, I didn't like old dude's teeth and Abigail. John Carlos. I didn't like his vampire teeth.
Okay.
And I don't really like these ones either. I don't know why, but I like the way their eyes looked.
I thought their teeth were dope as fuck.
I didn't like them.
I liked it.
I don't know.
I like the teeth. I like the claws. I like the eyes.
I really like.
I like the lore elements. Like I said, I won't get into the lore elements, but there's some lore elements. I was like, oh,
to
man,
look
this
more natural, like to your mouth, not to make it look like you got something in your mouth. I think that's what it is. Like, I don't know. That's just me nitpicking now.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wanted to point out something else now, and I forgot since I got started talking about that. But anyways, I don't know. I would probably do.
You want me to go first?
4.5.
I'm going 5 out of 5. Easy.
Yeah, I think I do 4.5.
Yep. 5 out of 5.
I think
easiest 5 out of 5.
I'm
I've
hung
given
up
since
on the
Doom
vampire stuff because, and then probably because I watch a lot of vampire stuff and I read a lot of vampire stuff. So
yeah, that probably is what it is.
To me, for this to be a vampire movie, I feel like the vampire element did not hit the way I needed it to.
See, as someone who doesn't read a bunch of vampire stories, I just watch occasional vampire movies. I thought the vampires in this film were some of the dopest fucking vampires that I've seen. Like, that main villain dude was dope.
Him by himself, yes, he's
that shit was so dope, man. I was like,
know.
wow.
I think I needed more destruction or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, because, well, to that point, the film does take place. Like, the whole encounter with vampires takes place in one spot.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
So that could be what it is.
But
too.
Anyway, also it's definitely gonna always be difficult to be innovative with vampire lore because you have particular set of rules and you don't really like go outside of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do kind of like how they tried to like mesh it, I guess, with like hoodoo and stuff like that, and what like the passing on of the stories and things like that. I don't know. I don't know. It wasn't enough for me.
Oh man, that shit was fire. Like, but I agree. But it was so good to me that's what made me want more. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it works for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Go see the movie.
100%.
Go support it.
This is a film you got to see in theaters. It is worth the money. In fact, the showing that we saw, multiple people gave it. Were applauding at the end of the film.
Yeah.
We don't hear that, at least in the showings that we go to. We don't hear that very often, especially for like a late Thursday showing. There was a good amount of people in the theater, and they was clapping at the end of it. I'm telling y'all, like, this is one to go see in the theater. It would be worth it, especially given all the different formats that this was shot in.
Yeah.
It's an incredible experience, especially with the audio too and the music. You're gonna want to hear it in that theater environment. There's extra scenes, during, in the middle, and after the credits. Stay for all of those. Because they'll give you a little bit of something, across the board. But yeah, this is an incredible film. This is definitely gonna be at the top of my list for 2025. I already know it, and I can't wait to watch it again. But look, y'all, go check it out. If you've seen it already, though, drop down in the comments. Let us know, how did you enjoy the film? Do you agree with some of our sentiments? Like, did the vampires not work for you the way that you maybe wanted to, or did you want more from the vampires? What do you think about the writing, all the dope ass messaging, the overall pacing of the film? Like, what are your thoughts on Sinners, and are you as high on it as we are, or especially me? I'm big on this shit right now. But drop our thoughts in the comments. Hey, thank you so much for checking out this review. Shout out to the Patreon members and the YouTube members. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all supporting us on that level. And check out our other reviews as well. We just this last week we posted a ton of reviews, man. Like, all of our Overlook Film Festival reviews are up on both the YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcast channels. We did the Ugly Stepsister spoiler-free review. Go check that one out, because that's a Cinderella horror movie, and that shit is dope. But yeah, go check out that channel. We got a bunch of reviews, and of course we got more content coming. We're out here in Seattle at Norwest Con doing some panels on horror and pop culture and things like that. So definitely, it's a perfect time to subscribe. And we're not done with the month of April. There's more movies coming out in the month of April, because we got Until Dawn. Your boy is a big David of Sandberg fan. Can't wait to watch Until Dawn. So we got more reviews coming, y'all, so stay tuned. Again, shout out to everybody who watched this video. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time. We out. Peace.